So what's the best example of a real-time communication technology? Is it SIP, XMPP, WebRTC, perhaps?
Face-to-face.
Who said that? Yeah, face-to-face, so like a physical event, like a TADHack, perhaps? Yeah. So thanks to Alan and everyone else who has made this happen today. Face-to-face events like this are really wonderful. And what we're doing with technology is just trying to approximate this. At DebConf, we have a wonderful part of the event that we'll probably never be able to approximate, which is the wine and cheese party. But if anyone does find a hack to make this available for remote participants, it would be wonderful. So, now in reality, I mean, what do most people use for their real-time communications today? Do they use WebRTC or do they use something else? Yeah, can people give examples of what their friends might be using? Skype? Yeah. So Skype it's a bit like a sausage. That if you knew what was inside it, yeah, would you eat it? You've got this thing that you have to install on your computer with no source code available, that sends all of your conversations and all of your friends and your data back to a central service. So that's Skype, and a lot of people have come to trust that, and they've become very, very powerful. Is anyone familiar with Metcalfes' law? So Metcalfe said that the value of a telecommunications network is proportional to the square of the number of users. So if you've got 10 users, then the value of that network is 10 squared, so that is 100. So if we went through a few examples, like here at TADHack, if we have 50 people, then and we all use the same technology to communicate, then the value of that technology is 2,500 using that measurement. When you take that big number down at the bottom, I don't actually know how to say it, but it looks something like this. If you can get everybody to use a single technology, and maybe WebRTC will be that technology. So I went through a few of the sponsors before just to get an example of how many users they have. These are not all real figures, some of them are just guesses or approximations. But if you add them all up, individually, the biggest one is TruePhone with about 3 million users. So their value, using Metcalfe's law, is about 9 billion. But if all those networks were to work together and use a single standard to federate, then the combined value of that solution would be 24 billion. More than double the value of TruePhone on their own. So that's the power of Metcalfe's law. Another interesting fact about this is that as you add value, you're taking value away from other solutions like Skype. And the more value we have with a solution like WebRTC, the more we take away from other solutions. So just having a quick look through some of the things I've been doing with open source and federated communications this year. The Reciprocate 1.10 release, it makes federated SIP particularly easy. TLS has been improved because that's essential for federation. We've revived the RTC dev room at FOSDEM for next year. So that's one of the most popular dev rooms next year. We've got 27 proposals of talks, and somebody has to finish going through those in the next few days and selecting the speakers. We've done rapid provisioning in Lumicall. Personally, I've given presentations at a number of events about free communications, mainly with WebRTC. I've set up the planet.zip5060.net site, and anyone who wants to have their blog syndicated on the Planet sites, please contact me. I'll be very happy to add you in. And then the final thing on the list is the RTC Quick Start Guide, which some people have seen already. So I'm just going to break out of the slides and put that up on the screen. So this is the guide. It's available as HTML. So it's quite a lengthy index there. I mean, it would take you a day or two to actually read the whole thing. There are lots of different things about how to set up your DNS, your firewall, certificates, all the different things you need to do if you want to run RTC services yourself on your own servers. Now, some people might find they don't want to do all of that. It may be quicker to go and use the services of one of the sponsors, and that's fine. But for those who do want to try and run RTC themselves, the guide is an excellent place to start. I've added in a service directory at the end. And here we've got details of each of the sponsors and a few other services that I've identified. So that's all we've got time for. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, thank you so much, Daniel. That was excellent.